All right, Uncle. I'm ready to...
We shall. I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark them well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands. Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
He let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
Who do you think those soldiers were in the end?
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stonehair. Our Luda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal?
Would you rather be my squire?
Your Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two.
Come on.
Friend.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
Take him!
Try it. Farewell, you.
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
Clive? What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang.
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalamil, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Sid. Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means. The wealthiest and most successful members of their community. I'll wager this Rosina Dalamil is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search.
And that's exactly what I mean to...
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime.
Light it, for Gilbert's sake. You're a bearer.
Anything I can help you with, Trap? Allow me. My good man, we represent one of the oldest and greatest trading houses. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of... Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could... Thank you. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a lady, but... No. Well...
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
I won't keep you long. A woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil.
Never heard of her. Is that...
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in town, where would you recommend that I look?
Oh, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the strait. The owner's only a young sprig.
The Briar's Kiss, you say?
I doubt this young sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influential sort. Influence comes with age and experience. Believe you me.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rosina, a long-standing pillar of your community, I believe.
Then you should ask further. He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. And he try the baths. That's where you'll usually find him.
Thank you. Well, it sounds like we have our man.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly what this Furder knows.
Sweet incense. Wax candles.
Excuse me.
I am. Can I help you?
I hope so. You do know Rosina Dalamil? We believe she may be a trader of...
And what business?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might be able to help me.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange an...
Do you think we can trust him?
Only as far as I think.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing around.
I beg your pardon?
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you'll...
Who are you working for? Him or her?
He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Furder?
Look what the cat dragged.
Your skill with the blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the men of the Rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina.
Yes, my lord. To the Lock of Leisure, then.
To the Lock of Leisure.
Needed to a silken soft.
The most fragrant herbs and
The finest fab.
Is this the place?
Lubor's Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
So it was the Youngs. So much for Rosina Dalamil being a woman of experience.
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it. Lubor, Lord Furder told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second?
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff!
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man... Oh, but enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dalamil. Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about...
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than...
What did you...
My apologies. A word of advice. Follow the crystal. Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making the...
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him. Child's play. Let us divide our forces, Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer.
All right. Good luck, Uncle. I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Dalamil. Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light us. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last... And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market, either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from trade. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so?
A deposit.
The juiciest
Fresh bread,
meat.
warm from the oven.
You wouldn't believe how much you eat. What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword pop?
I'm...
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men...
You have...
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis, I don't know. No, just leave, will you?
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
What was all that crashing and banging about before?
It's you. The one who broke all our... What do you want? Haven't you caused enough
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
Thank you. I'll go.
Will this suffice?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with.
All right. I'm sure that we can, but not...
What are you doing? Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where... I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in... But my uncharacteristic indiscretion... Just they took me aside and said they could procure the crystallized sword if I...
So the pearl was...
I thought they'd ask for more. A small price to pay for admittance to the... But enough about my little act of...
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think that... Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then. Just as you arranged. And put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be... It just goes to show, one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon... I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
Perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support, if things turn sour.
Of course.
What was all that crashing and banging about before?
I'll take it from here.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord.
All the silver and stones I could scrape together.
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes?
Of course.
Not bad at all. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been...
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why? To collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of them. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots?
So it would...
My lord! What is the...
Double-crossing dogs! They're not... Kill them! Kill them both!
Uncle! Good! I'm just getting warmed up! Soil and stone!
Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
Greybeard, you were magnificent. Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but...
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and well...
Indeed it is. The people of Dalamil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men. Little... Until you two came... Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon. It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargains. To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with and those left behind have been encouraged to look.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust. I saw.
Oh, dear.
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield.
No, thank you.
Of all the...
Here, wear this. Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
Thank you.
And please, feel free to send one of my Stoluses back. Tell them that Rosina Dalamil is back in bed with Sid.
Umialos delan. Tu isakelis.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive. So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold. Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle. Let's go.
Even forged a butter knife before. Perhaps Forge Master Luber's having fun at my expense.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh, wait. Are you Clive? Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. I'm Sava, Master Luber's least accomplished apprentice. Soon to be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the... People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make it. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of doubt. I don't suppose you have any...
I'm afraid not.
Never mind. Thought I'd ask.
I could give you a hand if you like. I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been, and that Lubor needs all the capable hands.
I'd be a fool to refuse.
So?
Good question. If I'm honest, I've never made any... And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind. The spirit of Dalamil.
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving Lubor's puzzle. We need information. The more the better.
You're right. There's no point fumbling in the dark, I suppose. Now, who to speak to first? Well, there's plenty of folk in Dalamil who use knives for a living. There's the butcher, of course, and they're bound to have an opinion or two about the tools of their trade. All right. I think we have a plan. I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher, and anyone else you can think of.
All right. Good luck.
Let's hope that someone says something useful.
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I'd better get to it.
Take a sniff, good sir. Needed to us.
Welcome, sir. What can I do you for?
A question, if you don't mind. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something.
Fair enough. Knife, first and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat, no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp.
Made from the stoutest stoneware. Just look at the detail.
Ha! They've opened the gate.
Lubor was true to his word.
The fang now, at least.
you come and play, handsome?
I'll be asking for you again, my sweet.
Weights and pods!
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
Yes, they're quite my carpets have bright
True, what I mean.
Castle Dasbog. You
Hanging lanterns, keep...
What is it? I'm in no mood for chat.
Sorry.
Hunter?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving?
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. Your knife snaps every time you use it. You'll be spending coin as fast as you make it.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
All business, eh? Man after my own heart.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
It would make a fine gift.
So, you learn anything useful, or should I be looking?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the
I didn't. All the cook said was that he needs his knives too heavy and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but I have to make a start soon. I can't put off making this knife.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't.
Right. I've been trained to work. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light. Meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge.
Is there no one else you can turn to?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my tests. A merchant, a favourite of Forge Master Lubor's. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your...
Well, I asked her, but...
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, they're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much, but adamantite ore is unique to...
And it's beyond my skill.
Unique to Ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil?
So what are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's, but he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps?
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always lime. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits, and if you know the trick, it...
Bloody hell! That must be it! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me.
Limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Luke.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the...
Then I suppose I'll meet you back.
Right you are. So, do you crush it up, or just... throw it in the... This is no good. Is it true what I'm hearing?
My carpet!
Take a sniff, good sir.
Kneaded to a silken softness, like eating a cloud with a crust.
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
Hanging lanterns! Keep it up!
We should get going soon. Do you have water?
Ah, I'm not too late.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled. Talmeki and Walud are allies, and as you have seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to...
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. My man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for... I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road. If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest. I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before.
Well, so long as you have a plan.
Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what Sava needs. I wasn't sure how much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
You are one of the good ones. You and that merchant both. She's got quite a gift for teach. Now, time to see if limestone is the secret weapon we were hoping. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dalamil.
It's a fine-looking blade.
I only hope Master Lubor...
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of...
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look, then. First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the...
I'd like to think so. But what do you...
What do I think in... It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy. Heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows in... Next question. How much do you think I would charge?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand...
And who would be able to... The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalamil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number one in any business, Sava, know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will? What would you do if...
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an
Draco's a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though. The spirit of Dalamil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around for no good reason.
You've passed your test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
And when I do, I'll craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen. Thank you, Clive. I honestly don't think I could have done it without all your help.
The finest fabric!
Take a sniff, good sir.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven. Here, have a taste.
Made from the stoutest stoneware. Everything I've worked for. All those years of toil. Every coin I've ever earned is...
You all right?
The baths are closed. On second thought, perhaps you are just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
That depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalamil wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Dusnoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
All right. I'll go and take a look.
Wonderful. It's not far. Leave the market by the south gate. The smell of sulfur will guide you the rest of the way. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end. My livelihood, my very life. Hanging lanterns. Keep it up.
We should get going soon. Do you have water?
Come on, girl. The gate's open now. We can press on.
What the hell are those things?
By the flames. That explains the heat. Out of the frying pan. Let's cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
There he is. The man I was hoping we'd be seeing you. The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you...
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
You tell a fine That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame. But I've burdened you with my worries enough already. Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet...
Hanging lanterns, keep it up!
Well, we can make our way back to the Fang now, at least.